What's going on, guys? Bengal King here, and welcome back to another video. This one is a rebuild of the New York Jets, and I'm really excited to get things going, man. Jets made a lot of huge additions in the offseason, bringing in guys that you can see on the screen right now, such as Le'Veon Bell, one of the best running backs in the NFL, C.J. Mosley. They made a lot of moves. They brought in Offseason from Oakland. They made some really interesting transactions to better their team probably for the future. Didn't really lose out on a whole lot. Jamison Crowder is another big addition potentially down the line for the Jets. So this could be a very, very fun rebuild. We get to build around Sam Darnold and see if we can propel him into franchise quarterback level. So could be a lot of fun. We got Crazy Eyes Adam Gase over here. Probably a serial killer. I think maybe in the next like big budget like horror movies like with Jason Voorhees and Mike Myers and Halloween. Well, Friday the 13th was Jason Voorhees, and then you have like Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. Adam Gase needs to be in the next big one. I don't know what it's going to be, but he would make an incredible villain because he's already insane and he's not even trying. And I can't help wanting to help you guys out and do you guys a favor. And you'll think of me as like your uncle, maybe a good old Uncle Bengal, just trying to do you a favor. Not the one that maybe used to touch you, but the cool uncle that would maybe let you have some beer at like 14 and kill your brain cells. You're looking at one. All right. I guess weird start to the rebuild, nice little pedophile joke, but that's how we do it around here. But yeah, I want to help you guys out in a minute. If you're going to any sporting event at all, anything where you need to buy tickets, you're going to buy the tickets anyway. You might as well use SeatGeek and use code BENGAL to save yourself $20. So SeatGeek, code BENGAL, $20 off. I mean, it's a pretty good deal. You know, that's up to you, of course. If we take a look at the team, Offseason is the main bright point in the offensive line. I'm shocked Brian Winters is as high as he is in 82 overall. Only normal development. Offseason's up there near, 28, 29 now? He's 30. Wow, time flies. But I guess he's going to start to regress. I still will probably hold on to him. I don't know. I need to still figure out regression and things like that and how serious it is. Kelvin Beacham's got to go. Jonathan Harrison's got to go. Brandon Shell, he's only a 69 overall. We need to upgrade the entire offensive line. It's not like Tom Compton can step in and turn around this O-line. Chris Herndon, I need to be the tight end of the future. Now, he is suspended for the first 4 games. He was fantastic last year for the Jets. Was a real bright spot. I pick him up in FanDuel every once in a while because I do daily fantasy sports on occasion. And he was pretty solid for that as well. I picked him up a couple times. And he was cheap. He's going to be probably less cheap this year now that people know about him. But not a bad option. 76 overall at only 23. He should develop fairly well. We'll have to see. Robbie Anderson, a.k.a. I'll nut in your wife's eye. It's a great quote that he said to a cop. You know what? I respect the tenacity. Jamison Crowder is here. I don't really know what my future is with him. He's 26 with star development. I guess we could do a lot worse. So maybe we'll hold on to him. Quincy Enunwa, only normal development. 27 years old. Almost an 80 overall, to be fair. Maybe we'll keep him around. Josh Bellamy. But really, we're building around Sam Darnold. We can already upgrade him to a 75 overall. And I've been trying to figure out for the longest time who he looks like. I don't know if it's someone that I know in real life or what, but he looks so familiar. I don't know. Only 22, star development. He should be pretty good. Le'Veon Bell, Bilal Powell, Ty Montgomery in here as well. On the defensive side of the ball, got Marcus May. He should be great as a starting free safety, 78 overall star development. Of course, Jamal Adams. I would be shocked if he didn't even go up to Superstar X Factor or something like that. He'll be probably a 99 overall by the end of this thing, or at least mid-90s. C.J. Mosley's great. Avery Williamson's great. We're going to change this from a 4-3 to a 3-4 because this is not a 3-4 defense, man. We got 2 middle linebackers. Although we could trade Steve McLennan, which I'm going to do anyway. And then, it's so weird at defensive tackles. Nathan Shepard's a guy I want to get involved. Leonard Williams is a beast. Henry Anderson's good, even though he only has normal dev. Quinton Williams is going to be fantastic for us. Ja'Kai Polite in here as well. This is not a 4-3 defense. We could change some things around, but it's not. At cornerback, it's kind of a disaster. Brian Poole is kind of whatever. Perry Nickerson's not good. Jermaine Johnson's overpaid. Darryl Roberts is not starting caliber to me on this team. So we have a lot of moves to make, a lot of replacements to make. let's go ahead and figure it out. All right, let's go ahead and make some trades. We have definitely some pieces. Henry Anderson can go. Steve McLennan can go for sure. I'd love an outside linebacker. I'd love a cornerback. I might also just trade for draft picks. Our offensive line is garbage. We can upgrade at wide receiver as well. It's going to be interesting to see how this rebuild goes. Okay, that's interesting. Tremaine Johnson, Steve McLennan get me Joe Haig, which who cares about, honestly, but we're getting Quentin Nelson. So, very, very good offensive line pickup. Now, we are trading some value, obviously, but the CPU doesn't nearly value offensive line as much as they should in this game. And honestly, I think I'm going to move Quentin Nelson over to left tackle. Now, does he profile best as a guard? Really strong. I mean, obviously he is a guard, but does he have the ability to move over to tackle? 6'5", 330. Strong. Yeah, I think he should be able to do the job. Now, he might end up moving back over to left tackle, or excuse me, back over to left guard for us. Might end up happening depending on what happens with Kalichi Osemele and Brian Winters. But our left tackle position is so awful that I think Big Q is going to work really, really well, and that frees up range to maybe trade Kelvin Beachum or slide him over to right tackle. All right, boom, Kelvin Beachum, Henry Anderson for a first-round pick from the Cardinals. I think that's probably the last move I'm going to make. I wanted Nathan Shepard to start at right end, so this was a move that we definitely had to make. And then we're just going to focus on positions like cornerback and right outside linebacker in the draft. Actually, I think I'm going to keep Nathan Shepard at D tackle. Quinnen Williams is going to move over to right end. He has the pass rushing ability to make it work in the 3-4 really, really well. So I'd rather Nathan Shepard just almost play as a nose, even though he's not a nose per se. He's got some good size and athleticism. I'm sure he'll be fine. I thought he was like 305. He's 315, so he's pretty big. Not quite your typical nose tackle that gets up near like 330 in some cases. But he's actually bigger than I thought he was. So that should work just fine. This is the team for season number 1. I actually expect a decent amount of success here. Now, we've upgraded at some positions. You look at left tackle. You look at... I guess that's it. What did I get? What did I trade for? Did we just get Quentin Nelson and a first-round pick and that's it? I mean, that's not bad. But, like... that's fine. That's the team. We'll see how everyone develops and progresses. And I will see you guys, I guess, at the midseason mark. I don't want to... I've already met you 1,000 times, Taylor Bennett. Also, we have a new Max patron to add to the draft class. So I'm going to go ahead and auto-roll the first-round position, and we're going to add him into the game. All right, so he got the second cornerback in the class, Josh Cohen. Thank you very much for your support on Patreon, man. Links are in the description if you guys want to become involved as well. But cornerback is actually a position that we very well might draft as well. So, could be interesting. Maybe we'll draft him. I don't know. Ooh, we could improve Robbie Anderson's development trade. Now, I don't know how that's going to work in simulation. He needs 3 touchdowns. I don't think there's anything I can do about that, unfortunately. He's got catching as his top one, and he's a first-round talent. Like to see that. Catching is odd for a cornerback, though. That's very, very strange. Wow, Jamison Chester looks really, really bad. Unreal. We are 3-4 at the midseason mark. I really doubt Robbie Anderson got 3 touchdowns in that game, and I wasn't going to hop in to ensure that, especially in season 1. So I'm pretty sure he had star development already. So I don't think anything has changed with him. Yeah. Leonard Williams is an impending free agent. I heard rumors that the Jets were looking to offload him a while ago, but I have no reason to want to do that. Of course, some people get it confused with these. Well, we'll address a couple of things. Some people think it's just got to be hyper-realistic, like exactly what the Jets would do in real life, for any team for that matter. But it's like, if I'm taking over to run the team, here's what I'm doing based on what I'm allowed to do in the game. So that's kind of the first thing. And also, like, if you think the main goal of this is just to be successful in the rebuild, like, I obviously want that, but I think I'm doing my job wrong. I'm hopefully entertaining you guys for the length of this thing, for the duration, however long you decide to watch the video. So I'm all about the entertainment value, and hopefully you guys enjoy that part. But I think the team building and really the simulation success is coming dead last in that. The simulation success is who cares. I'm about team building and hopefully entertainment along the course of this thing. And I feel like every time you do these offers, you have to up the salary significantly because these offers that they just make for you, they decline almost every single time. So it's always more salary, more salary, more salary. And some people, new people obviously, were getting on me in the Giants rebuild about not wanting to pay Aldrick Rosas $3.5 million per year as a kicker. I'm like, because you guys don't understand with the new system in Madden 20 how much they kill your cap room. Because all these guys ask for so much. We have a 78 overall cornerback in Brian Poole asking for at least 6.5 per year. It puts you in kind of a tough spot. Now, he's only 26. I'd offer him a 5-year deal, and of course, I'm going to have to up the salary, so that's 5.5 per year for a 78 overall corner. It's, I mean, it adds up so quickly. You have no idea. Also, I rarely dwell on negative comments because, I mean, when you get any amount of viewers, you're going to get negative comments. I'm cool with it. I get it. If you want to say something negative, you're totally within your right to do so. But sometimes I get some that are so ridiculous that I almost have to talk about it. I just saw one pop up. It says, you're a Giants fan, ... This is my Giants rebuild, obviously, but completely clueless about the players on the team and how they play. Makes me really despise this video game / fantasy football culture that has infiltrated player assessment. And I just kind of read that and go, huh? I have no clue about the players on the team and how they play. I'm not, considering myself within the upper class of people that know what they're talking about in football. I think I'm getting close, though. I feel like of any team in the NFL, I've got a pretty good idea about the Giants and how they play. It just seemed insane to me. And a lot of you guys who have been on the channel for a while, you'll know that. But he thinks I get my knowledge and my idea of player assessment from video games / fantasy football. I play DraftKings or FanDuel on occasion, daily fantasy sports, but I haven't done a fantasy football league since I was like 12. And you think I get it from video games? Yikes. But that was just a weird one. And I'm like, what in that video could have given you the idea, other than me trashing on Alec Ogletree and then providing Pro Football Focus advanced analytics for catches allowed and yards allowed and things like that. I'm like, is that video game or fantasy football? I know I took some weird time on that comment, but it just seems so insane. As we finish 9-7, not a bad first year, to be honest, because it could have been a whole lot worse. Sam Darnold, pretty good. Almost 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns to only 9 interceptions. Le'Veon Bell was incredible, 1,455 yards, averaged 5.3 on the ground, 15 touchdowns for him. Jamison Crowder was over 1,000 yards with 10 touchdowns. Robbie Anderson, almost 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Pretty good season for him. Chris Herndon was really good as well. Look at blocking. Overall, the offensive line performed better than expected. TJ Mosley was all over the field in terms of tackles. Tackles for loss. Quinnen Williams had 18. Oh, man. Sacks, 11.5 for Jordan Jenkins flying off the left edge. You love to see that. That is incredible. Interceptions, 3 for CJ Mosley. Jamal Adams had 1. Darrell Roberts had 1. Only 5 interceptions. The team is so low. I know the 49ers only had 2 as a team last year, but that's unheard of. That's not even, like, that's so far the record that it's incredible. I can't even emphasize enough how few 2 interceptions is as a team on the year, as Drew Brees wins MVP of the 14-2 New Orleans Saints. Any Jets in there? No. Shocker. Andrew Luck wins Offensive Player of the Year. Oh, Le'Veon Bell in there at number 7. And Defense Player of the Year is CJ Mosley. Okay, I'll take that. 3 interceptions gets it done, and a handful of tackles, obviously. Hollywood Brown is your Offensive Rookie of the Year. And your Defensive Rookie of the Year is Quinnen Williams. Absolutely love to see that. Blesson Austin gets in there as well. I believe he's a cornerback. But pretty solid overall. We won some awards, got some Coach XP. And I think we're ready and raring to go here for season number 2. I expect a lot of success. Just please don't let me down, team. That's all I ask. Now, the Rams defeat the Colts in the Super Bowl 27-17. First time I haven't seen the Browns in there, to be honest. We got to bring back Leonard Williams, who is, I mean, it's shocking how much he's looking like Stevie Tui Kolavatu with the hair. And you just got to grow out his beard, and then, I mean, and widen the face, and you're right there. But we got to bring back Robbie Anderson. Got to bring back Leonard Williams. How am I not going to bring back Jordan Jenkins after an 11.5 sack season? But, I don't know. I feel like his development could have gone up, or his overall. He's only got 2 skill points for that. Kind of odd. He's going to want good money probably, too. Almost 6 per year. That's tough. I do need to bring back Leonard Williams and Robbie Anderson. We'll worry about the rest in a second. All right, Leonard Williams returns. That's a big one. And then Robbie Anderson returns. I was worried about that one. Now, Jordan Jenkins is a bit of a different situation. He's 26 with normal dev. That's good enough to bring back. But I don't want to pay him 6 per year, really. I guess I give him a 4-year deal, kind of stretch it out a little bit more. 5.4. I mean, it's a lot of money. We're really banking on the fact that he progresses. Also, Locke Edwards would be good to bring back. We need a punter still. And I'll probably just extend that for 4 years. He's a punter. Doesn't really matter all that much. The rest, I really could care less about. All right, free agency. Only about 25 mil to spend. Not bad. Just, it's going to be tough to bring in top guys. Kendall Fuller's here. Yannick Ngakoue. The usual suspects, as I'm going to start calling them, because kind of the same guys in here a lot. Now, Joe Thuney makes a lot of sense to bring in. Could always play him at center or even left guard and trade Kalichio Semele. What does Joe Thuney want per year? About 10 per year. That's a lot, but he's one of the best left guards in the NFL, at least in this rating. Cody Whitehair's here. I might lean towards that. He's a left guard now? Interesting. I guess James Daniels is their starting center. They drafted him out of Iowa to be that guy. Jason Verrett is here. He's someone I wouldn't mind bringing in. 29 star development. Does Brian Poole have superstar? Is that... Looks like Brian Poole got up to superstar development. We'll have to see how that happened. But Jason Verrett, I would give him a 1-year deal. Worth about 10. I mean, 98 total points. If we get him, we get him. If we don't, we don't. All right, hopefully we brought in some of our players. Jason Verrett said nah, but Joe Thuney accepts. That's the big one to me because Verrett is kind of whatever. I love Jason Verrett. I really do. I think he's an incredible player, and his career has been plagued by injury. He was such a good player. Really unfortunate, but we've got superstar development all over now. Did CJ Mosley have superstar, or did he get upgraded to that? Why do I feel like I'm stuttering a lot, by the way? He won Defensive Player of the Year, made his 5th Pro Bowl. Did he have superstar the entire time? I don't feel like he did. I mean, I guess he must have, because I don't see it as being added on there, and it usually would. So I guess he must have. I'm just remembering incorrectly. But Brian Poole definitely did not have it. What did you do to win it? The season just ended and you got it? All right. I mean, I'm not complaining. This now gives me a lot of incentive to keep him around, especially considering the fact that he's only 27 years old. So that's very nice. Got to upgrade Darryl Roberts. Quinnen Williams, of course. Superstar dev. Very, very nice. This team's coming along really nicely. Just got to upgrade Ja'Kai Polite. Jordan Jenkins will move up as well. Now, he can always move over to right outside linebacker as well. What's the scheme fit over here? What does Ja'Kai Polite have? Speed rusher. So I guess Jordan Jenkins could be influenced that way, and then we'll move him over. It'll be more of a scheme fit over there. I could do that. So his overall does not change despite putting 2 skill points into him, but he does get better as a pass rusher, which is good. So if we want to move him over to right outside linebacker, that's certainly viable now. We'll also let the CPU handle the upgrades, because why not? And Brian Poole, of course, with that upgrade, gets an ability slot as he's an 80 overall. Gets unfakeable. It's not exactly incredible for a cornerback, but if he's going to be in run support, I suppose that would work. And yeah, I'm excited for the draft. I'm going to turn off auto scouting and see some of the good players. So Bo Reddick out of Temple looks very, very good here at the top of the draft. Definitely someone I could move to outside linebacker. Now, I've been fooled by Temple speed rushers before. You look at Hassan Reddick. Also, it just hit me that they both have the same last name. But maybe Bo is better. Who knows? They have similar builds, to be honest. Jamarcus Flowers, 6'4", 4.61 speed is not ideal, but maybe that's like a Keyshawn Johnson type. Keenan Neighbors here. Looks very well rounded out of Texas A&M. Can't really think of any Texas A&M receivers that fit his build all that well based on like size and speed. Obviously, I can think of some Texas A&M receivers. Like Christian Kirk is the first one that comes to mind, but he looks a little bit more physical than a Christian Kirk based on his archetype at least. And then he's not as big as a Kendrick Rogers who's there now. I don't know. It doesn't really matter all that much. I just like to think about it. It's fun to me. All right, Kyrie Neal out of Texas looks ridiculous. Almost so good that I can't pass up on him. We pick at number 3 and number 19 in the first round. He looks amazing. Now, do we totally change the scheme based around one player? We totally would have 4-3 personnel at that point. We really would. Neal at outside linebacker, CJ Mosley staying on the inside, Avery Williamson moving over, and then we could move Jordan Jenkins down to an edge rusher spot at either left or right end, and then we have Quinn Williams and Leonard Williams play the inside and build up the Williams wall. You guys remember Pat and Kevin Williams in Minnesota? That could be really fun. Matt McDuffie in the 5th looks like a beast. It's a shame that this seems to be a great defensive tackle class because we don't really need any more. I mean, if we take one of these sick defensive tackles, and Cordell Gibson out of A&M looks really, like, he looks amazing. Oh my god. B+ finesse moves too. Finesse rusher, defensive tackle with incredible speed. We could move to a 3-4 in that case. It'd be Leonard Williams, Nathan Shepard could get traded or just be a backup. And then just Cordell Gibson would slide in on the line. There's so much potential here. The draft is going to be real interesting. I don't know why we're scouting so many quarterbacks. But this is just one of those draft classes where I wish I had infinite picks because the players look so good. And it feels like you really can't go wrong with any of them. I mean, obviously there's going to be, you know, what ends up being right and wrong. But this draft class looks stacked. NFL draft time. Really don't know what I'm doing just yet. I haven't thought about it. I'm just going to kind of see what's there. First 3 players, I mean, I would be comfortable taking any of these guys. Now, I would almost prefer Bo Reddick stay on the board because he is at a position of need for me. But if he goes off the board, I don't think there's another real edge rusher worth taking. We're in an interesting spot. Keenan Neighbors is a 72 overall, goes number 1. And then the Dolphins take Grant Wilkerson, a different right end. That puts me in a heck of a spot. Because now, I mean, we could take the edge rusher. But would I almost rather trade down and get Kyrie Neal? Or I would have to trade up to get him. Now, let's think about my options here. Based on our personnel, if we got an off-the-ball linebacker like Kyrie Neal, the middle linebacker, we could move to a 4-3. But if we got Bo Reddick, we would have an edge rusher and an off the ball. So we got both of those guys. 4-3 would make a lot of sense. Now, I could go the right end middle linebacker route, or I could look at defensive tackle, take a guy like Cordell Gibson, and just throw the whole thing out the window and say, we're sticking to a 3-4, and we're going to build around him. Now, he doesn't look like he's ranked all that highly, but he looks really, really solid. But he's at number 22. I don't really know what I want to do here. I think I'm going to take Bo Reddick and let the pieces fall where they may. I think moving to a 4-3 would benefit us the most. But if we take Bo Reddick, I'm trying to figure it out, man, because Leonard Williams and Quinn Williams aren't going anywhere. But I also want that defensive tackle. Oh, man. If I take Bo Reddick, it's committing to a scheme change. I could move him to outside linebacker, but he's kind of slow. I know I'm taking a long time on this pick, and you guys have obviously seen it cut together, but I really don't know what to do. Because I want Kyrie Neal, and I want the defensive tackle, but I really can't rationalize having both of them because they're contradictory to the scheme. Unless I were to move Leonard Williams to the edge, he does not profile as an edge rusher. I really don't know what to do. I'll let you guys see it so you don't have to visualize it. Nathan Shepard is expendable. Leonard Williams is 300 pounds. You know how many 300-pound edge rushers there are? Like one, and that's J.J. Watt, and he's on another level. 73 speed. What do you have, Quinnen? 78? Can I play you on the edge? That seems insane. That seems like a waste. No, but 2 defensive tackles. It's going to suck. All right, so, okay. I got to make the tough decision here, and that's to be not taking the defensive tackle. I really want to. I really do. I just can't do it. All right, Bo Reddick means we're changing to a 4-3. Moving Leonard Williams and Quinn Williams inside. Reddick will play the edge, and we will move Jordan Jenkins down probably. Now, 75 overall, ranked number 5 in the class. We took him at number 3. Of course, I already know the development because of the spoiler. Some people said, or one person said, I'm ruining franchise by acknowledging that the glitch in the game tells me the development before it's supposed to, even though it's hidden. It's not like it wasn't in the game last year, but we're taking Bo Reddick, and now I'm trading back up for the middle linebacker, man. I need to. All right, I managed to trade up to number 5. I forgot I have Kalichi Osemele, who I've deemed to be expendable. I'm trading a second-round pick this year and a third next year, which means I'm holding on to number 19 for now. As long as the 49ers don't take my middle linebacker, I'm set. And they take Javier Tate, an 80 overall edge from Mississippi State. That was the other guy that I had considered. I went with, obviously, the guy out of Temple, as we saw instead, in Bo Reddick. I'm taking Kyrie Neal here. He looks insane. I hope he's a beast. He is a 78 overall, apparently the number 1 overall player in this draft, although we just saw an 80, so I'm unsure as to how that works. Normal development kind of sucks. It really does, but he's got 88 speed, 83 tackle, only 68 block shed. But he's a cover guy. 78 zone coverage is fantastic. 69 man coverage is nice. He's really, really solid, obviously. And if my defensive tackle is on the board, I'm taking him at 19. I don't think he will be, though. Giants just took a tight end at 9. I mean, if that happened in real life, I would cry. Oh, there goes Josh Cohen to the Redskins. He's a 73 overall. Not bad. Enjoy Washington, Josh. There goes Cordell Gibson. He's a 74 overall. I thought he'd be a little bit higher. 74 is still very good. Just not quite maybe the 76 or 77 that I thought he might have been. 4 quarterbacks still remain. All right, I said I'm switching to a 4-3, which means I could use another edge rusher. And Gio Kyle is going to be that guy out of Ohio. Only other Ohio player I can name in the NFL right now is probably Terrell Basham. And he got drafted very recently. He's a 72 overall, normal development, ranked number 24. 81 finesse move, 78 speed is not terrible. I almost went with a center, but decided I would just use my later round picks to draft offensive linemen because there were some good ones that I saw. So why waste a first on a center if I can get one of similar value in the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th? All right, Houston Costanzo. Is this the center I want? Don't have a whole lot of options. Houston Costanzo out of TCU, I think is going to be the pick here. Unless I don't want to miss out on any of these guys. I'd rather take Jack Reese. He looks like he'd be... actually... What do I pick again? 4th? I'm going to go... Terrell Gilbert just looks better, man. Let's go... I think we should go Terrell Gilbert. All right, Terrell Gilbert it is. We need a right tackle pretty badly. He's a 70 overall. That's instantly the best overall right tackle on the team. And he's got the double arm braces. Looks pretty sick. And all the rest of the players I wanted got drafted in that time. All right, I guess we'll go Jack Reese out of Kentucky. We'll see how good he ends up being. 69 overall. Nice. Well, the other one was better. So I guess we made the right decision. And I'm a little bit upset Houston Costanza went off the board, along with everybody else that I had on my draft board that we're supposed to not go at that point. So a little frustrating there, I guess. I always like to check out the draft recap, see how the rest of the NFL did. And yeah, we definitely didn't have the number 1 player because that's Javier Tate, obviously. And he's an 80 overall at 21 years old. He's looking like Nick Bosa a little bit, to be honest. 85 finesse moves to go with 85 speed, 86 strength. He's ridiculous. He's really, really good. Probably would have been a better pick for us at number 2 overall, number 3 overall. Overall, though, we didn't do terrible. I almost took Chase Skelton, decided against it. I think I almost took Brad Price as well. They would have been good picks, and I just didn't do it. Bo Reddick's still in, like, what, the top 10-ish? Tied for top 10? Oh, yeah, man. He wasn't as bad as I thought he was. Wasn't a bad pick, obviously, but let's go ahead and mix up the team just a little bit. I said we're transitioning to a 4-3. That much has not changed. All right, so this is going to be the team for season number 2. A lot of upgrades all over the place. It's looking really good. Sam Darnold's up to a 79 overall. Reese and Gilbert are going to start at center and right tackle. Those are two rookies. And then on the defense side of the ball, it's really where this team shines. Neal went up to a 79 overall. Williamson went up to an 88 overall at their new positions. And I even forgot we got Blake Cashman. His Minnesota tape was really, really fun to watch. Jordan Jenkins stays at a 75 overall, would move down to left end. And then I think Quinton Williams moved up 2 overall back to D-tackle. He dropped 2 previously. So I guess it wasn't a surprise there. And then Leonard Williams went up 1 overall from an 85 to an 86 from left end to defensive tackle. Reddick starts at right end. Gio Kyle is going to be a nice little backup at left end as well. Still need to improve cornerback in a big way. I guess it's going to be the focus of this next draft. And we'll see what we can do. I will see you guys near the midseason mark, or if I have any fun updates in between. At the midseason mark, we are 3-4. Jamal Adams will be a free agent at the end of the year. And from what I can see, it is a very, very tight race to see who's going to win the AFC East. Patriots, Dolphins, and the Bills all with 4 wins. Of course, the Patriots only have 3 losses, and we are just a game out of having 4 wins. And we've lost some really close ones. I saw 2 different games. We lost very close to the Patriots, and we lost very closely to the Bills. I didn't see that one, but lost very closely to the Steelers as well. So these losses are not big losses, but to be fair, these wins are not big wins. Up by 4 over the Dolphins, up by 6 over the Dolphins, up by 3 over the Rams. So it feels like the thing that happens in Madden all the time is what's happening now, where everyone and every team ends up being about the same exact overall. So everyone wins the same exact number of games. And I haven't changed the XP sliders. They're at 100. This is only Season 2. Yet there seems to be no separation between the different teams in terms of overall. Because there's no way the Patriots have dropped off so significantly from an 80 overall in 1 year, where the Dolphins were a 68, to the point that they're at the exact same place nearly 8 weeks into the season. It just seems a bit odd. But Jamal Adams is our biggest focus right now, not the Madden Sim engine. We've got a lot of guys to bring back. Well, four guys, I guess, but they're big ones. These are big players. All right, Marcus May returns. He didn't really want anything compared to some of the other guys. Avery Williamson is back. Jamal Adams is back. Brian Winters, I don't know about him right now. We're going to figure it out. I anticipate that he drops off at least a little bit next season because the regression is going to hit. But perhaps this is a playoff team right now. We just got to win. If we win out, obviously we're going to make the playoffs. But even if we just split our games, I think we're going to have a good chance. 9 wins might be enough to make the playoffs here. And in fact, it is. As we face the Miami Dolphins in the wild card at MetLife Stadium. And we had another close game against the Bills, man. 31-28. And that was to decide who would make the playoffs and even win the division. We were division winners at 9-7. I just need to see how close some of these games were because, I mean, it's super interesting. So we beat the Cardinals by a lot, beat the Texans by 3, lost to the Chargers by a touchdown, beat the Patriots by 6, got crushed by the Niners, pretty much crushed by the Chiefs, beat the Raiders by a lot, beat the Broncos by 4, and the Bills by 3. A lot of really, really close games. And I don't know if I like that or I don't like that, but I feel like you don't really see, one-score games every single week of the season. And it seems like to be the case with us for the most part. But we'll check out the stats, see what happened across this year, see why we might be in this position. As Sam Darnold had a career year, and we finished 4th in the NFL offensively, but we had the 31st defense. That's peculiar. We had the 2nd worst defense in the NFL. Offense was firing on all cylinders. Really can't, and Chris Herndon had a hell of a year, but he might have won tight end of the year. How was the defense so bad? Not getting a whole lot of pressure on the QB. We're getting a ton of interceptions now, though. More than I have seen in any of my rebuild seasons previously in Madden 20. Maybe no defensive touchdowns? Yeah. But what is going on with the defense? What's going on with that? Le'Veon Bell, number 6. Sam Darnold, number 8 for MVP. So shocked he's not higher. He had a great year. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Andrew Luck. Le'Veon Bell at 2. Sam Darnold at 7. Defensive Player of the Year is Ryan Shazier. CJ Mosley would finish at number 2. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Nathan Teague for the Miami Dolphins. No Jets. And then defensive rookie of the year is Howard Finley, a 56 overall. Interesting. Bo Reddick at 2. Gio Kyle at 3. Kyrie Neal at 8. I'm just shocked. How do we have the 31st defense in the NFL? We're ridiculously high overall. It has to come down to just playbook, I guess. I mean, we got exposed. I mean, there's no real way around it. And we have a really, really good team. What's the deal? This is the upgraded team, though. Looks really solid. Herndon's coming along nicely. The offensive line continues to move along. The rookies are up a lot. Gilbert's up to a 73. Reese to a 72 from both 69, I believe. So less nice, but better. Quincy Enunwa not really coming along all that well, but Darnold is. Le'Veon Bell continues to develop. And then defensively, Quinnen Williams is up to an 88. Bo Reddick's up to a 79. Gio Kyle up to a 75. We almost could rationalize starting him over Jordan Jenkins. Kyrie Neal up to an 81. CJ Mosley up to a 92. Brian Poole is moving along a little bit as well. And some of that's going to be morale-based. But let's go ahead and just simulate this game against the Dolphins. Hopefully we can beat them and advance to the divisional. And we do. Haven't seen a whole lot of playoff wins in these rebuilds so far, but there's one of them, 33-14, as we face the 13-3 LA Chargers to advance to the conference championship for the first time since, what, 09? And we can't do it. We lose by 3. Oh, no. Hate to see that. That's a really close game, though. Seems like it was a thriller, and we had to go into enemy territory in order to get it done, and we just couldn't quite. Phillip Rivers torched us. Darnold's 2 interceptions probably cost us the game in the end. Fumbled for Trenton Cannon. I don't know why he's getting 10 carries a game. He's not ideal for a receiver there. Travis Benjamin, 1 catch for 70 yards. We need to upgrade our secondary. It's going to come down to our cornerbacks. That's what it has to be. I mean, just... And we didn't even really play all that well, and we still kept in it with the Chargers. So not a whole lot of turnovers for us, like force or pressure. And we threw 2 interceptions, so and fumbled the ball. So we turned over the ball a lot and still managed to stay in it. That tells me a lot, because this team can hang if we get some better players and stuff. We're going to be in a really, really good position to win games. Let's see who's here in free agency. I'm looking for cornerbacks. Oh, yeah, Brian Winters, too. 81. What do you want per year? Probably like 10 mil, right? 8.1. I'll sign you a 1-year deal worth 8.6. Free agency? What's the franchise tag? 13.3. That's pretty ridiculous. I'm going to have to pass on that. As the, is it a bowl? I guess they beat the Saints? I don't know what that is. 38-31 in Super Bowl 55. The New Orleans Saints still not successful in the Super Bowl. Can't win the big one. They did once, I know, in like, what, 06? Zeke is here. That's the first time I've seen him in free agency. That's pretty crazy. Not seeing a whole lot in the way of corners, though. Sidney Jones, that would be an upgrade. And he has superstar development. Well, I'm sold, actually. I'm in on that. Pat Elflein's here. I wouldn't mind that. Kalichio Semele as well. But do I really want to bring him back? I mean, maybe. Just Brian Winters is tough at 30 years old. Oh, Semele wants a lot. Elflein doesn't want that much. Elflein might be the move. And he's playing -2 to overall due to morale. That's interesting. So both Sidney Jones and Pat Elflein accepted. Those are big acquisitions. Because that's our best overall corner now. And a new starting right guard. Also, I don't know why. I don't remember him at Ohio State. I just don't have a memory of him being there. And I'm usually quite good with collegiate recollection. I don't know why I have to say it like that. But I'm usually pretty good at knowing where players went to college. And I don't remember Pat Elflein at Ohio State. I don't know why. I know that's weird, but I don't know. I believe it. I just don't have that memory. Ooh, Avery Williamson up to Superstar Dev. Is that new? I think it is, right? Yeah, he did it. I'm down for that. I like that. Would love to see Neal get star. Kyrie Neal. There is a baller in the top 5. Says, hey, Roger Goodell, I don't give a rat's ass about your combine. I'm not going. And then he's still a top 5 guy. I'm down. But also, Joe Brown from Notre Dame. Was it 1950? Like, come on. Number 25 overall. I think we're going to be out on Richie Dillon, who looks like a beast from Tulane. B+ man coverage for Von Dupree out of Louisville. What kind of a monster are you? What a slot corner. 4.39 speed as well. This is a slot cornerback. I want that. Really, 5th round on Lyle Lyons, huh? Lyle Lyons? Get a name that's easier to say. C+ man, F zone, F press. He looks not good. Wow, a lot of first round linebackers, huh? Too bad we don't need any. What's up with these names like they're from 1950? From Notre Dame and Oklahoma. Like Bart Falk, Ronald Weber, Kenny Long. I mean, these defensive tackles look, again, incredible. We just really don't need them. NFL draft time. We pick at number 20-something. Is there a player worth moving up for? I feel like it doesn't take a whole lot to move up in this game. But we just have to determine whether there's a player I really want. And I think it's going to be that strong safety, Von Dupree. I want to play him at cornerback. I feel like our cornerbacks would be really, really good. Question is, how far down do I have to go to get him? He's 29. I'm definitely not going to wait that long, I can promise you. But I guess I don't have to move up all that much. So we can just kind of let this rock a little bit. Richie Dillon's a 77. Another Notre Dame player. 77 overall, too. There's a lot of Notre Dame players in this class, I've noticed. Eddie Roberts is a 76 overall. Now, I don't want to let that safety get away from me. I know we do need receiver help, kind of, as well. The team's overall pretty good. Where is Von Dupree now? I just want to check. He's a number 1 strong safety, so I really don't want to let it go too far. 22. I'm probably not going to let this go past the Bucks, I would say. Julian Fitzgerald is a 77. That is a pretty solid. A lot of really good players in this class. I think I said that about this class earlier. I think now is going to be the time to trade up. All right, we managed to trade up, and it actually is going to take a player and not just a pick. So we're not trading up. We're trading into, or back into. Well, we are trading up, but we haven't lost our first round pick. You guys get it. Ja'Kai Polite, a 4th rounder this year and a 3rd rounder next year for number 13. Now, Ja'Kai Polite's a valuable player, young and 77 overall, but he just wasn't going to play on our team. And I'm really interested to see how good this strong safety is because he's pretty low in the class and he's a safety. And I plan on playing him at cornerback. It's going to be really neat to see what his zone coverage is. I'm talking like I'm from 1950 now. Neat. Come on now. Von Dupree, though. Wow, he's sick. He's the best player in the class. That's incredible. Ranked at number 0. So there's a glitch right now. I figured out, this is the second time this has happened, and I drafted the number 1 overall player in the first season, but he's really number 2. So they're counting number 0 as a thing. So the first player is number 0. Von Dupree is sick. What is your zone coverage? I don't see it. Am I blind? 70. So I guess he's just more of a man safety, but he's going to play cornerback. 94 speed, 82 hit power. This is the slot cornerback of dreams. I wonder what his overall is going to be at that position. Also, star development. Spoiler alert. That's the first time I've drafted an 80 in franchise. I'm very excited about that. Wish his zone coverage was a bit higher, but I guess 70 is forgivable. And then, dude, I kind of want to take Kendall Seymour. Looks pretty good. I know we don't need him, but, I mean, what else am I going to take right now? Like a position of need, which is maybe upgrade a tackle. We're going to take Kendall Seymour. Good backup D-tackle. And he's a 76 overall, ranked in the top 10. Okay, we're doing well. 81 block shed, 80 finesse move, 85 strength. Maybe a player I'll even try to move. Or maybe I trade Nathan Shepard at this point. This has been a really good draft so far. We got 2 absolute studs. Now, they didn't have Superstar Development or Superstar X Factor, unfortunately. But they're very, very talented. And then we could take Jason Street's brother, Jeremy. He's a bit more equipped to play the QB position, if you know what I mean. Those of you who've seen the show maybe get that reference. We're going to take Joel Lambert here. Receiver out of Southern Miss. He is a 68 overall. And he also has star development, ranked exactly at the spot that we took him. So we have 3 star development players in this draft. So, I mean, that could be a lot worse. And the last pick I'm going to take is Todd Lenz, a receiver out of South Carolina. Go Cox. He's a 67 overall. Ranked at number 62 in the class. We take him at 121. He also has star development. First time I've done that this year. All-star development draft picks. Or hidden, I should say. Did the CPU draft well? I mean, a 61 overall D-tackle in the 6th isn't terrible, I guess. We did very well, though. I want to see how that compares to the rest of the class. We obviously got the number 1 player. But Ronald Weber was a 79. Pretty good. He had some really good numbers. Bart Falk was a beast. Thought about taking him. This receiver, Julian Fitzgerald, looks like a monster as well. He obviously is hidden. I mean, you're going to be when you're that good. And like, he's sick. He's so good. And I could use receiver help. He would have been a good addition. But I'm happy with what we did. I'm still cool with the offensive line. Honestly, if I could do anything here, it would be... ooh, we still need upgrade corner. That's right. I didn't really address that. So, oh yeah, no, I did, because I took Von Dupree. I wonder what his overall is going to be at CB. Hopefully near an 80. It might drop a bit, but near an 80 would be sick. That's a really, really good draft pick. Probably my best draft pick or definitely my best draft pick of Madden 20. And he's an 80 exactly. That's fantastic. Slot cornerback is going to be the position of dreams. We could also improve on the edge. Maybe just start Kyle. There's no reason to. I'm going to trade Nathan Shepard, though, I think. Or Seymour. We don't need a cornerback. Our defense is fine. I want to try to get a stud receiver. Might be easier said than done, though. Darryl Roberts has $7.5 million per year on the cap hit. Are you kidding me? There's no way I'm going to be able to move him. You know what? 79 speed. 88 acceleration. 80 finesse move. Kendall Seymour is going to move to left end. Now I don't have to trade him. And now he can start and win Defensive Rookie of the Year. All right, so this is the team for season number 3. Yeah, season 3. I decided not to make any trades. I'm just going to hold on to what we have, keep it as depth, see how that works out. Seymour is going to start at left end. He's only -1 overall to Jordan Jenkins or Gio Kyle. And I think he's better already. So we're just going to do that. We're going to rock with it. Better development. Hopefully better results. I will see you guys at the mid-season mark. Mid-season mark. We are 5-2 and killing it here in season number 3 atop the AFC East. The Bills, Dolphins have fallen off remarkably, but the Patriots are still fighting. They don't want to give up on the AFC East so easily, as last season would have been their first division loss since like 2003 or something stupid. No, the Dolphins went in like 06. So one of those weird years. 03 is not the one. Patriots were Super Bowl team that year, right? I don't know. Some of the years I get confused. But 5-2, certainly not bad. Hopefully the team is playing up at the top of morale. And we do actually have some skill points. One for Sam Darnold is not bad at all. Upgrade him to an 84. Week 17 is over, and we have secured a first-round bye. We went 12-4. Very nice. Let's go ahead and check out the stats, see how that came to be. Sam Darnold, his production went down a lot, which means Le'Veon Bell took over because we had the 4th offense in the NFL. Yeah, he was great. But the defense finally caught up. 10th in the NFL, or let's say 11th. Doesn't really matter. Darnold still put up pretty good numbers, but Le'Veon Bell stole the show. Only 11 touchdowns, but that's because Jalen Moore grabbed 8 of them somehow. I don't really know how that was because Le'Veon Bell was our 3rd down running back. He was our goal line running back. These are not good options to have as Trenton Cannon continues to show off his fumbling problem. Stop fumbling the ball. The solution to that, honestly, is stop giving him the ball. I don't know what the CPU is up to. Chris Herndon is putting up absolute numbers, though. Like 70 catches for 750 yards and 8 touchdowns at tight end. Are you kidding me? How are you not going up more? I mean, these have to be some of the best tight end numbers in the entire NFL. I mean, 82, it could be worse. Whatever. Defensively, CJ Mosley, great year in terms of everything. He might win Defensive Player of the Year. Led in tackles for loss. Sacks, 7.5 for Quinn Williams, but CJ Mosley had 6. Interceptions, 3 for Marcus May, and Sidney Jones led the team, but CJ Mosley had 2. If CJ Mosley doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, I will be legitimately shocked. Because how could you not? He was so good. Devin Gates, Saints' new QB, wins MVP in what probably is his 2nd year. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Baker Mayfield. The Bulls is the team. The Chargers always move. And Le'Veon Bell at number 9. Defensive Player of the Year is Von Miller. CJ Mosley finishes at number 2. I guess I'll take that. That could be worse. No other Jets. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Tim McKnight. Joel Lambert at 9. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Joe Brown. Vaughn Dupree finishes at 5. Kendall Seymour at 7. Interesting. So we're up to an 85 overall now. 87 offense, 89 defense. Sam Darnold up to an 86 overall. He's developing really, really well. Luke Falk is in here as well. Interesting. Lambert's up to a 74. Like to see that. I'll tell you what, man. Like, normal development just doesn't cut it. Herndon's up to an 82, but if he had better development, he could be up, I feel like, way higher. And Kyrie Neal is developing okay. Again, I feel like normal development, they don't really move up all that much. Vaughn Dupree's up to an 83 as a rookie. I'd like to see that. Would have been nice if he won Rookie of the Year or something. He's not really developing as fast as I would like him to, but he's still very good. So really no complaints. Seymour's up to a 78. Barely even noticed him. He was just, kind of a staple of the team at star development already, it looked like. So we are ready for the divisional round of the playoffs. And the matchup is against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who also went 12-4. Considering this might be the final season, let's go ahead and Super Sim and see how it goes. We are an 85 overall to their 81. But as you guys know, usually I always build the best team in the NFL, and they don't even make the playoffs. So we'll see how this one goes. This is a really close game, but it looks like we're going to extend this here. Hopefully the Jaguars don't mount any type of comeback, and they do not. 38-31 is your final. And we are going to the conference championship. The last conference championship I can remember the Jets making was 2009, when they were led by Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez, but really that defense. Kind of a different story here. We do have a good defense, but I think the story of this rebuild has kind of been Sam Darnold, man. He's progressed so well. He's led this team to where we are, and a good quarterback can mean the world. As we go on to play the Cleveland Browns at home for a shot at the Super Bowl. They are an 84 overall to our 86. Only won 9 games. Kind of odd, but let's see if we can go ahead and beat them. This is not a good start to this game. We are down 21-0 in the first half, and there are no signs of stopping. It's 35-0. Oh my god. 42-0. 49-0. Wow, a touchdown. What the fuck? 56-7. What is happening? What happened? Baker Mayfield wasn't even, a few incompletions here or there, but 2 touchdowns. Sam Darnold, a lot of incompletions, an interception, no touchdowns. Nick Chubb was, pretty solid 4 touchdowns. I guess we really just couldn't stop the run. Odell went off. We just did not come to play. And that's kind of a crappy note to end on, but it's the way she goes sometimes. We made it to the conference championship. Maybe a Super Bowl is just a little bit out of reach for the time being. But overall, definitely a fun rebuild. I enjoyed playing with this team. A lot of people think as a Giants fan I would have some type of beef with the Jets, but I don't really care either way. I don't consider the Jets to be a rival of the Giants even at all. They hardly ever play, maybe once every couple of years or so. But yeah, overall, pretty fun. I think we built a hell of a team, 87 overall. Of course, morale is factored into that as well. So this was a monster of a squad that got absolutely annihilated in the conference championship. I haven't been beaten that bad in Sim, maybe ever. Like with an actual good team. 56-7 with an 87 overall team, 89 offense, 91 defense. Weird, but that's going to do it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
We'll